Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Rants About Tech Live. What number are we at today? Number 225 for this Monday, December 15th. I'm your host, Rod, here in sunny Philadelphia today, and it's cold as crap. Yeah, let's put it out there. It's cold as crap. Good morning, BM. Thanks for joining me, sir. It's cold as crap here in Philadelphia today. But again, like I said, I'm your host, and I'm joined here by some of my good friends in the chat. I appreciate you guys for being here. Good morning to everybody. Actually, let me turn this light off. Hey, you know what? I appreciate my mic for standing in for me just now while I went away. You see the camera focused on the microphone. It's like, oh, he clearly needs help. Let me just focus on something. It did me a favor. Thank you guys for joining me. This is a show where we talk about eInk news, talk about tech news, we talk about random stuff throughout the course of the show, you know. So if you're in for a little bit of variety, you came to the right place. Okay, you came to the right place. First up, we're going to talk about a couple of tech news things, but you know we're going to get quickly through that into the eInk story of the day, which is the Kindle Colorsoft, Scribe Colorsoft. Sorry, the Kindle. I got to put some more respect on its name. It definitely deserves it. But we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about a couple of this one big pressing news that Apple has, this 0-day patch. So we're going to jump right into that too. Let's get right into the show, shall we, you guys? Nice goes. Enjoy your day and have pity on the fools working for the man. Oh my goodness. You know what? Let's get to the chat real quick before we get into this other stuff here. I'm off today, so I can't watch this. Who's this? Go Ship. Thanks for joining. I appreciate it. Morning chat crew, nice Ghost, no doubt. All right, so let's get into the rando news we got here. So the weather, it's cold as crap. How's the weather where you guys are? We've got our first bit of snow. You know what? Can we see snow? Can I? Oh boy, we got. This is the wrong view. Oh, can we see that? We got snow out here in Philly today. Yeah. Oh, there you guys are. Ooh. All right, let's put that away. That was too much. That was entirely too much. All right, so we got snow here today. It's our first snowfall this weekend. So we're enjoying the snow here. I like a little bit of variety. If you guys can't tell. 21 degrees Fahrenheit in Atlanta, Georgia. It's probably around 21, 25 degrees here as well. We're getting the same kind of weather. I hear down south where it doesn't really get in the sub 20 degree weather. They're getting close to sub 20 down south. So hope those guys. The problem with that is it's not even an issue whether people can take the cold or not. The problem with it getting cold in the south is that they don't have the infrastructure set up for the cold weather. You know what I mean? So when cold weather hits and people are using more energy than normal, there's a problem. So, because they're just not set up that way. This doesn't normally happen to them. Chitobox had an update. Random stuff. We're getting into rando things right now until I break into my other channels. We got to deal with the randos at the top of the show. Chitobox had an update. I'm not sure how many of you out there use Chitobox for 3D printing and the like. But I gotta say, I'm not liking it. It put me behind maybe a day or two actually. For my nib testing, because what happened was I paid for Chitobox Pro, which is a slicer software for 3D printers, and I paid for that service, right? And so what happened was I decided I didn't need the features that they offered that pay for because it was confusing me. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go back to the basic one. I understand that one. It's cool. It's got enough tools for me to do what I don't need to do. The extras I can do without because it's just confusing. So I was like, okay, I canceled my subscription to that, started using the free thing. In the meantime, between me canceling my subscription and me trying to going back and printing what I want to print, they changed the software. So they changed the software, and now I can't access the Pro software anymore because the Pro software isn't Pro anymore. They mixed the Pro and the basic software into one bit of software called just Chitobox. And now there's no Chitobox Basic and there's no Chitobox Pro, and my files are stuck in between. I'm like, how do I get my files off of Chitobox Pro? I can't even log in. They were like, oh yeah, log in, resubscribe, log in. So I resubscribed. I still can't log in. It logs me into the new software, not the old Pro software. So I can't even get my nib settings. I had to go back through my files. Thank goodness I use a Supernote where it's easy to index and find stuff when you need it. But then I had to go back and reconfigure everything. So anyway, I don't know what's going on with Chitobox and Chitobox with their software, but it's making me upset and it's putting me a little bit behind. A day, at the 2 the most. So we're looking at Tuesday to get these nibs out. So if you guys are testing, you guys know who you are. Tuesday, we're getting them out. Wednesday at the latest. The latest. Settings are going to be good today. What else we got here for random news? We talk about movie stuff here. What should we pit Breaking Bad up against today, you guys? So let me know in the chat. What should we? You know what? Let's get a Q&A going on. Let's get a Q&A. What are you guys thinking? What should we pit? Breaking Bad for best TV show all time. All right, so this is a Q&A. So you guys can just kind of pick on that for the next like 10, 20 minutes if you want. And we'll pick whatever is the most popular during that to pit up against Breaking Bad, okay? That's what we'll do. That's one of the polls we'll do today. All right, so moving on. I'm bringing that up because I want to talk about Pluribus. You guys mentioned Pluribus in this whole thing where we were talking about pitting movies up against other movies. I got to say, I'm going to say something that might be controversial, but it shouldn't be. It shouldn't be. 24? Ooh. Oh, put it in the Q&A. Put it in the Q&A, go shit. So I can, it's the Q&A, all right, if you guys don't know, we do polls here and we do Q&As here. So the Q&A is like a sub-thread. It's like a separate thread that you can comment on that's just about that particular topic. So when I go and figure out what movies, I don't have to scroll through the whole chat. I know it's never worked. No one's ever commented in the Q&A thing. It's never worked on the live. The polls work. They need to work on this Q&A to get this making people want to use it, because as it is right now, no one wants to use it. But anyway, moving on. 24 is a good option there, Ghost Ship. 24 is a good option. I was watching Pluribus. You know what came to my mind we're gonna get through this real fast, you guys. You know what came to my mind when I started watching Pluribus? Hold on, what's going on here? The first thing that came to my mind when I started watching Pluribus was, dude, this is like the common enslaved people like narrative in Pluribus, right? And I mean, it's enslaved people all over the globe, Europeans, Africans, Caribbeans, Asians, everywhere. Like, it's the plight of all people that's ever been enslaved, right? You have a life, right? You're alive, but you don't have free will. You know what I mean? You don't have the freedom to do what you want, but you have a life. You're living. You know what I mean? And for some, that's good enough, but for others, it's not. And this is kind of like what the first thing I thought of when I saw Pluribus. I'm like, okay, this is like the plight of enslaved people. And it reminded me of the Matrix, right? The blue pill, red pill dilemma. Like, yeah, you are a human being and you're living this imaginary life that you got in your head that the computer is simulating for you. And you're happy in that life, but you're not free. So what do you do? Like, do I take the blue pill and go to a life that I'm not as happy, but at least I'm free? Or do I go with the red pill? Oh boy, did I mess that up, chat? Did I get it wrong? I probably got that wrong. You guys know what I mean. Or do I take the other pill where I'm just sitting here? Oh boy. Or do I take the other pill where I'm just sitting here like in this dream state where I'm happy as crap, but I'm just not free? You know? So it's like that. It's a good dynamic. I'm looking forward to where it goes. I'm definitely looking forward to where this goes with them. But good call out on you guys. I'm glad someone in the chat mentioned it, because it's ending up being something I can really dig. Now it's kind of satire too, though, right? I mean, so I can't take it too seriously, but it's good. It's good. Half-Life 3 Steam Machine launch title. I'm gonna be looking forward to that. We've been talking about the Steam Machine here. Half-Life 3. I'm looking forward to it. Steam Machine launch title. Golden. Good. Yeah, give it to me. Anyone catch the media shower over the weekend? So there were media showers. I think you could see them almost everywhere, right? If you caught it, let me know what you thought of it. If you're in the Discord, send me a picture if you caught a picture of it. That would be cool too. Discord link in the description of the show if you guys don't know. Give me a like if you're liking the show so far, and a sub if you kind of want to see more stuff like this. If you think you might. What else we got here? I can't see. Oh boy, I can. I was thinking I couldn't see my numbers here, but I kind of can. Not really, but kind of. Oh boy, this is not working well. All right, so moving on to the tech stories, you guys. Here we go. That'll be ending to one of my transitions. We'll get that going at some point. BM says Pluribus like long COVID with billionaires running the show. It's Pluribus is weird because it's like funny but serious at the same time. All right, you guys tell me if I'm wrong. The gist of the show, I think, is that they're aliens taking over, and the people are like the aliens have taken over the like 99.9% of the planet, like brainwashed them, but there's a subsection of people who haven't been brainwashed, and they're just like, yeah, we're going to brainwash you soon. Okay, don't worry about it. It's weird right now, I get it, but we're here for you. We want to help you transition to being you to a mindless zombie. And whatever we need to do to make you feel comfortable in that transition, we're going to do it for you. And this lady knows that. It's other people there too who are like, listen, I'm happy. They're doing everything I want. They're giving me anything I want. I may only be this way for 6 months, but I'm cool with that. She's like, no, that's not good enough, bro. They're here to take us over. Like, we should be fighting this. Like, what are you talking about? Am I wrong, Chad? Is that the plight of the story or the plot of the story? You guys let me know. What else we got here in the tech news realm for the day? Apple rolls out patches for a 0-day attack. So real quick, we're going to get through this, you guys. We're going to get through this real quick. Where are we at here? The details on this. Apple has rolled out urgent security updates to combat newly emerged 0-day vulnerabilities used in a hijacking campaign targeting individual people. Apple says the new flaw was discovered by Google's threat analysis group. And by the way, listen, if you're not using Google's cloud servers, because they're catching threats all over the place. I guarantee people are specifically using Google Cloud services just for their threat detection. It's good, clearly. WebKit is the open source engine that powers Safari, Mail, and App Store, as well as many other apps on Mac OS, iOS, and Linux, including Chrome on iOS. Devices susceptible to the vulnerabilities include iPhone 11 and later, the iPad Pro 12.9-inch, 3rd generation and later, and the iPad Pro 11-inch, 1st generation or later. The iPad Air 3rd generation or later, the iPad 8th generation and later, the iPad Mini 5th generation and later are also at risk. Apple said the flaws have been fixed in iOS 26.2 and iPad OS 26.2, iOS 18.7.3 and iPad OS 18.7.3, Mac OS Tahoe 26.2, TV OS 26.2, Watch OS 26.2, Vision OS 26.2, and Safari 26.2. Probably all the 26.2s. Other information was revealed that the nature of the attack and others appears to have been targeted users has start that over. No other information was revealed about the nature of the attack, other than it appears to have been targeting users using versions of iOS prior to iOS 26. That I don't know why that was so difficult, but it was. So just so you guys know, if you're on in those versions, and again, if you guys don't know, we keep the links to all the stories I talk about in the description of this show. So if you want more information and more detailed look at what I'm talking about, or if you want the specifics of this story right here to see if you're affected, go ahead and take a look at the description of the show and go to the link. You'll find it there. Next story we got up here is going to be about we've achieved nanobots. Apparently. Let's take a look at it. Scientists reveal robot small enough to travel through human body. A team of researchers from the University of Pennsylvania, go PA, and the University of Michigan says they've built a sub-millimeter sized robot packed with a computer, motor, and sensors, the Washington Post reports. It's not an actual billionth of a meter in size, but being smaller than a grain of salt, it is still outrageously tiny. A microbot, if you will. The work described in a new study in the journal Science Robotics could be a platform for one day building microscopic robots that could be deployed inside the human body to perform all sorts of mechanical miracles, like repairing tissues and delivering treatment to areas that are difficult for surgeons to access. I think this is interesting. Very cool stuff. I mean, it was just a matter of time before we got to this point, and clearly we are here. Yeah. We're here. Kindle's new AI feature causes some concern. So questions about new books, whether authors or questions. There we go. Kindle's new AI feature can answer questions about your books, whether authors want it to or not. Let's take a look at the details. Amazon is rolling out a new feature via the Kindle iOS app that uses AI to give readers answers about books in their Kindle library, whether authors choose to opt in or not. Called Ask This Book, the new feature allows users to highlight any passage from a book they've bought or borrowed on their iPhone's Kindle app and ask questions about what they're reading without leaving the page. For example, it can fill readers in on plot details and explain who certain characters are, which could be a problem if you're certain people who don't want spoilers, or if you're an author who don't want your book just ruined. You know what though? I mean, they bought the book, right? I mean, let people do what they want with it. If they want the cliff notes, let them get the cliff notes. If you're interested in trying the feature anyway, head to Ask This Book in the in-book menu, or simply highlight any passage you are reading. You can then tap one of the suggested questions or type your own to get answers from Amazon's new tool and keep the conversation going with follow-up questions. I think this is interesting. Good morning, brother. How's it going? Apple information TY. Thank you. Yeah. Apple, I mean, you want Apple information, BM? I'm going to give you some Apple information. We'll give you more. All right, next thing we got up is going to be about Emmanuel Macron. Is he the prime minister still? I don't know if he's still the prime minister. Is he? I don't follow Canadian politics like that too closely. I know Emmanuel Macron used to be at one point. He might be still. All right. Macron celebrates Clair Obscur. And if you have never heard of Clair Obscur, that's because it's pretty obscure. Hold on. That's can we get... Oh, but that wasn't it. I need to... Do I have that? Do I have that thing? I used to have that. I clearly don't have that anymore. Oh, I do. Oh boy. That's because it's pretty obscure. The timing was bad on that. I'll get better. Clair Obscur, Expedition 33's record-breaking performance in last week's the Game Awards from IGN has caught the eye of French President. Oh, he's the French president. I said Prime Minister. Are these glasses working? Anyway, Emmanuel Macron, who celebrated the news of its Game of the Year award on Instagram over the weekend. Sandfall Interactive's role-playing game swept the Game Awards 2025 with 9 wins, the most of any video game that's won in a single Game Award show. As well as Game of the Year, Clair Obscur won Best Narrative, Best Music, and Best Performance, fending off competition from Death Stranding 2, Donkey Kong Bonanza, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Hades 2, and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I think is a very good game that probably should have won at least Game of the Year. But it didn't. Moving on. But the next story is going to be about that same exact thing, because we got a list of the Game Awards from IGN. Let's take a look at the big winners. Best Family Game, Donkey Kong Bonanza. Not bad. Innovation and Accessibility, Doom Dark Ages. Best Esports Game, we got Counter-Strike 2. Best Esports Athlete, Chovy. I don't know. Best Esports Team, Team Vitality, Counter-Strike 2. Best Mobile Game, Amusmulum. This thing right there. Pretty Derby. Clair Obscur, Best Independent Game. Best Adaptation, The Last of Us Season 2. Best Action Game, Hades 2. Best Performance, Jennifer English, Expedition 33. Games, this is making me want to play this obscure game. Games for Impact, South of Midnight. Best Ongoing Game, No Man's Sky. And I will agree with that. I'm a big No Man's Sky player, and that game has been going for a very long time, almost a decade. And rivaling newly released games. Best Audio Design, Battlefield 6. Okay, Battlefield 6 taking some honors. Content Creator of the Year, whoever that is. Moist Critical. There we go. Best Fighting Game. I hope Aim's not listening to that. Best Fighting Game. Feudal Fury, City of the Wolves. Most anticipated game. Grand Theft Auto 6. No surprise there. Game Changer. Girls Make Games. Okay. Best Action Adventure Game. Hollow Knight. Silksong. Best Art Direction. Clair Obscur. Best Sim Strategy Game. Final Fantasy Tactics. Best Debut Indie Game. Clair Obscur. Yeah, taking some honors. Best Score and Music, Clair Obscur. Best Sport Racing Game, Mario Kart World. Best Community Support, Baldur's Gate 3. Best VR AR Game, The Midnight Walk. Best RPG, Clair Obscur. Player Voice, Wuthering Waves. Interesting. Best Narrative, Clair Obscur. Best Multiplayer, Arc Raiders. Best Game Direction, Clair Obscur. Best and Game of the Year, Clair Obscur. So there we go. Game Awards. All right, that's it. Let's get into the eInk news, shall we? Okay, all right, that was it. And I can get a cool transition at the end of that transition. That would be very nice. One day we'll have that. All right, getting to the eInk news. We have the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft here today, and we're going to talk about that. Now, if you guys have any questions about this, please throw them in the chat here. I will try to do my best to answer any questions you guys have in the midst of my rant about this particular device, in which I have many things to say about it. I have a list. We got the Supernote here. We're taking notes. Oh yeah, there we go. Oh boy, we got lots of notes here. I don't know if I should go through all of the bullet points I have here for notes, but I do want to hit on some main things. Video should be out today. I'm still working on that. I was up so late last night working on it, couldn't get it done. There's a couple of things, a couple of pieces of B-roll I want to add to it to make it nice. But there's only one YouTuber I know that has extensive video using this thing, and that's Dave over at Tablet Tech. Go check his video out. I linked it in the description of this show if you haven't seen it. Very good video. Bring your popcorn and soda. It's a movie. But definitely very good video. And I mean, there isn't much he didn't answer or go through. There's a couple things he didn't really hit on that I'm going to hit on this video here. Anyway, if you guys don't know, this is the device we're talking about here. I mean, we got the Kindle Color Scribe. I said the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft here. This is the device here. Very, very nice. Very nice device. Let's get into what I thought. Firstly, we're gonna get into since most people have already seen Dave's video. Let's get into what I thought about Dave's video here real quick. What do we got here? There we go. Let's get into what I thought about Dave's video real quick. So firstly, we'll pause it here. Actually, we'll go to something else because it's just... All right, this is a good example, right? This is a good example right here. Now, the first thing I want to say is the experience Dave has had with his Kindle Scribe Colorsoft is not the experience that I've had with mine, which up front may indicate that there may be some QC problems going on over there in Amazon with their display, which would not surprise me considering the nature of the display. I did a deep dive into the display tech on this thing, and I've unearthed a couple of nice tidbits. Video coming out Wednesday, so get subscribed if you want to see that. That video is just all about the screen and everything I found out. I'm going to touch on some of those things here today, but a detailed explanation is on the way coming Wednesday. So the thing is, I think the screen on this device is the best. It produces the best images, still images, I've ever seen on Kaleido. So much so that I thought that this may not have been Kaleido at all. Now, there's other reasons why I thought it might not be Kaleido as well, but the image quality was one of those things. And I bring that up because if you look at this right here, on the left is the Colorsoft, the Scribe Colorsoft. On the right, I think is the Note Air 5C. Matter of fact, it is a Note Air 5C. I see the nasty little buttons on the right-hand side there. Just ridiculous. Anyway, if you look at this, you'll notice the screen looks washed out, pale, and blue. And the Note Air 5C on the right looks warm and vibrant. Now, that is not my experience for the Scribe. My experience has been that it produces a better image than a Note Air 5C. Colors, diffusion, crispness, transitioning from one color to another, like that blending of colors, it just does it better. It does it so it's so good that like I've said this on many occasions, that it can fool some people into thinking that they're not looking at eInk if you just look at the image on the screen. Now, also, I think that Dave had the front light up pretty freaking high. That also may have led to the washed out nature of how it looked. I think he did turn the color down at some point in the video. I don't think it helped the situation though. Again, I think that may lead to, like I said, this may be an indication of QC. That's what this may be an indication of. So I'm not sure, but I do know that the device that I have, it's produced some of the best images that I've seen on an eInk device so far. When we're talking about color. What else about this device here? Actually, just a couple things on that video, like I said, because I know a lot of people watched that video, and I had some thoughts on it. I thought the text conversion that he showed. I thought the text conversion that he showed was really good. He showed text conversion working really well on the display, and the way that it handled it, I thought was cool. The downside about it handling the text conversion or AI turn it into text is that it's not editable, and that was a thing I didn't know that he brought up, and I'm like, oh, that's it looks cool. It just, you can't really do much with it once it does that. Again, this video is linked in the description of this live stream here if you guys want to check that out. In his video at 34-minute mark, he compared it to the Tab XC, and the contrast looks way better on the XC. The contrast to me looks way better on the 5C in his video, to be honest with you. Like that's why I said I think there might be a QC issue going on at Amazon, because no matter what device he compared the Scribe up against, the other device looked better than the Scribe. And to me, I'm not sure why that is, because like I said, that just has not been my experience. My experience has been that it has a better image reproduction and color than these other devices. Now, I don't have the XC to compare it against, only the Note Air 5C. But even here, when you shown against the 5C, it does, to me, this comparison is not been my experience. I understand that was his, it just hasn't been mine. The screen is not brighter. I think he mentioned that the screen was brighter than some other device. I don't remember what device he said it was brighter than, but saying it's brighter than any device to me is like, just real quick. Real quick, you guys, just to show you a picture I have here. This is, I wonder if, can we? All right, so this is a picture I have with, we got the Note Air 5C on the bottom right, Note Air 4C on the bottom left. Top left, we got the Remarkable Paper Pro. And the middle top, we got the Scribe Colorsoft. And the far right, we have the Remarkable Paper Pro Move. Now, to me, to me, that Kindle Color Scribe all the front lights are off on these devices, by the way. All the front lights are off on all devices. So this is just a bare background. And this lighting is with sunlight, direct sunlight coming from a window right onto devices. So they're all evenly lit here. This isn't studio lighting here. This is all natural sunlight. Now, and you can see one of the open windows here on the right hand side through the reflection on the whiteboard. So these are all getting an equal amount of light here. And you can clearly see that the background on the Scribe is darker than all the other devices here. I would say the color bright. I would say the darkest is the Scribe, the Colorsoft. After that, it's the Note Air 4C. Then the Note Air 5C is to me is slightly. I don't know. What do you guys think? At first, I was going to say the 4C looks slightly brighter than the 5C is slightly brighter than the 4C, but maybe not. Maybe not. But regardless, this you can clearly see that the Colorsoft is a shade darker than everything. These two devices at the bottom, the Note Air 4C at the bottom right and Note Air 5C at the bottom right, or bottom left 4C, bottom right 5C. Both of those devices are brighter than the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft, in my opinion. Still voting for calling it the Scribe Soft. Listen, we gotta reduce what it is because it's too hard to say. it's like the remove, you know. Scribe Soft it is. She ain't Scribe Soft it is. In the chat we got in this video that I think we got to that one. Could be a setting thing, I guess, says Palm. It could be a setting thing too. I'm not sure why it looks that way. I'm gonna compare it to show you guys here. I'll compare it to the. I wasn't gonna do this today, but I'll compare it up against the. Just real quick, I'm gonna compare it up against the Note Air 5C. I think both devices have access to the same. Both devices have access to the same bit of software. Hold on, let me check this out real quick. All right, I thought I could change the white balance here and get a more even color, but we're good to go. Regardless, though, let's turn this device on here. So the Scribe is on now, but the front light is not on. So you can see here, the front light is at 0 there, and let's get the Note Air 5C going here. Yeah, I definitely, and you can see here too, this is just darker. You know what I mean? This is just darker than the Note Air 5C. And if it's darker than the Note Air 5C, it's definitely going to be darker than the Remarkable Paper Pro and the Paper Pro Move for sure. Because the screens on those are the brightest of all color devices, in my opinion, with the Remarkable Paper Pro Move being brighter, the brightest for color devices, just for color devices. Hansen Romsen, we'll just say Hansen. Hannes. We'll say Hannes. Just bought the Boox Air 5C. Got to figure out if I should wait for the Colorsoft Perfect Stream. Well, the Colorsoft is oh, there's an update too. I gotta go over the update for the Note Air 5C on live. We'll probably do that later in the week. But they're two different devices, bro. If you like the tools on the 5C, you're not gonna get anything like that on this device. The way I would sum up the Scribe, if someone were to say who is this thing going to be for and what are you going to do with it, it's the Scribe is the Colorsoft. The Scribe Colorsoft is for the remarkable type user who would rather have Kaleido than Gallery. Period. But they don't even have tags on this thing. So Remarkable's one up on them on the tools just by having tags. If I'm wrong about that, somebody let me know. But I couldn't find tags at all. There's no way to index anything on this device. But if you don't like I was about to say if you don't like the flashing on the Remarkable, but this thing flashes like Gallery 3. I thought that's why I thought one of the reasons I thought this wasn't Kaleido, because of how much it flashes. And Dave said it only flashes when he's using the shader. This thing flashes excessively when you're bringing up images as well, because it wants the screen to look a certain kind of way. And with the horrible amount of ghosting on this thing that it produces, and no way of clearing that, it doesn't have like a BSR like Boox, or it doesn't have software that's continually working on clearing it up. It just, the only way it has to clear up ghosting is to do a full refresh, and that causes excessive flashing. But anyway, so yeah, if you're looking for tools, you want a Boox product for sure. Ling says, is it just me, or does the Colorsoft look blue instead of gray black? The border is gray, not blue. All right, so let's pull up. You know what? One of the best ways I can show you. Well, guys can kind of see this, right? Is that coming across on camera that the Colorsoft background is darker than the Note Air 5C background? Is that coming across? Like it's more drastic even in real life, obviously. And I got a video coming that'll kind of display this a little bit better. But the point of the matter is that it's just darker. And that's the first thing I noticed when I started using this thing. I'm like, dang, the screen on this, I expected it to be dark because it's color, right? But this is super dark. Like noticeably, like you're gonna think to yourself, this is pretty dark. I mean, you probably think it with the color of any color device, right? But this is it's on a different level. Let's go to library here and see if we got the color chart already on here. Just so we can see, and like I said, I definitely thought the colors were better on the Colorsoft than any other device. It just didn't. I don't know. Like I said, if Dave got oh, come on, really? It showed me the file, and then it's like, oh no, did you want to see that file? Not that one, right? The one I'm showing you? Oh, we don't have that. I see it. I see it right there. How do you not have it? What is going on? All right, let's take a look here. All right, so we got a color chart up here. All right, to kind of discern what's going on with these two screens. Let's get down here a little bit more. Okay. So we do see a little bit better separation, and by the way, I'll always keep this for these tests. The mode that I use is optimal mode. So it's the mode that Onyx says, hey, if you want the best image right now, use that. So that's what I'm using. I'm using optimal mode, and even on top of optimal mode, oh boy, no, I'm using optimal mode, and I'm also using. Where's the setting at? I'm using smoothing. So I got image smoothing turned on as well right here. So this is the best image that this thing can produce according to Onyx. Okay. There's no custom settings going on here. It's just the settings they deem that are the best. Okay. So that's what we have here. And with the Colorsoft, there's nothing to change here. I mean, I think you get, oh, that wasn't, no, we don't want to do that. You don't get settings. Yeah, this is just. Okay, yeah, you don't get those kind of color settings on the scribe at all. So there's nothing to configure here. All right, so what we see is what we get on this device. Now, if we're looking at, let me manual focus because we're losing focus right now. There we go. Manual focus. There we go. So, if we're looking at this, what I want to show you guys is the difference in how it shades. Can we get that? There we go. So you can clearly see, and this is something even the eNote handles this. The eNote Pro handles this better than the Note Air 5C as well. Like the transition from one color to another. You see how the colors are blending there? That's super harsh. That's super duper harsh. Let's go to the same spot over here. You see that blending right there? That looks so good till the camera is even having a hard time like not artifacting it. It's really good. Really the transition is smooth as crap, right? One of the other things we can look at is the color here of just the background. Now, again, no front light on here on either device. Let me just make sure with this. Yeah, no front light on either device. So, yeah, I don't know. I think this looks brighter. I think this looks brighter over here on the Note Air 5C. As far as the colors go, though, they don't look drastically different. Yeah, they don't look on this color chart. They do not look drastically different. I will say that the Colorsoft handles the differentiation between going from light to dark better. Right? You can see that more of a differentiation between the gray and the black here. This is kind of less differentiated than this over here. This purple right here is actual purple. I don't know what that is right there. You know what I mean? Also, brown. This is one of the things I noticed about this that it does really well. The browns. Totally discernible there. The blue, again, 3 distinct shades of blue right here. These two blues almost look exactly the same. It's to me, it handles colors more accurately. Right? Like hold on. This is something that no color eInk devices pretty much get, is these two right here. They always look the same, no matter what. But I mean, they're very all right, and even here, right? Those two squares. This is a different color than that square right there. Over here, these colors are basically the same. There's lots of colors that look the same over here, and it's usually this color right here because it doesn't handle red very well, Kaleido. The reds are handled a lot better on the Colorsoft than they are on the normal Kaleido filters. Now, that's one of the things I uncovered, and I'll just speak about that really briefly here, is that this color, you guys know how eInk has color filters, right? Basically, color eInk works as there's a black and white panel. They put a color filter layer over it, and depending on where the pixels go, different colors are formulated, right? So a pixel will light one color and another color close to each other to make another color, right? And that's how color is handled on eInk. It's not color capsules. There's a filter that the capsules populate and turn those colors visible to your eyes, right? So that's how Kaleido works. Now, the color filter that's on the Note Air 4C, let me back up a little bit. The color filter that's on the Note Air 5C over here is a standard Kaleido 3, what you would get from Amazon, what you would get from eInk, right? It just ships with a standard color filter layer. This color filter layer on here is a this filter color over here is a custom filter. So not like this one right here, it's different. So it's going to produce different colors. It's going to act differently. Now, along with that change there, along with the filter being different, it's also a denser color filter. So I'll go, if you guys want details on why it's denser, join tomorrow's live stream. I'll have all the answers for you. We'll talk about that then. But just for now, know that the color filter in the Colorsoft is a denser filter, and it's going to allow less light through. which is why it's a darker screen. And we'll talk about those custom aspects tomorrow. But suffice to say, there's a lot of custom things going into the color. That's not the extent of it. Okay, there's other custom portions of this that dictate how this screen behaves, which is more akin to gallery than it is Kaleido, in my opinion. But anyway, that's just a really quick color comparison there. What else did I want to say about this thing? Oh, Vlad, how's it going? Good morning. Is it just me, or does the top port of the Scribe look wider than the Boox? The top portion. Let's take a look at that again. Oh, there we go. Nah, see, this is no front light, so the background screen, to me, this is darker than this. This is lighter than this, and this is natural sunlight coming from everywhere right here. So there's no light advantage to any device at this position on my desk right here. Am I wrong, chat? To me, it just looks darker. I mean, I know it's darker. Like the fact is, it's a fact that it's darker. We'll also do some testing tomorrow too. We'll pull out the color meter and we'll test the score. We already know the score. Well, actually, I don't know the score for the 5C. We'll test the brightness of the 5C and this, because I haven't tested the 5C yet. We'll test the 5C against the Colorsoft, and then we'll take those scores and compare those up against other devices that I've gotten scores for. And I use a spectrophotometer to take these readings. It's a light gathering instrument that's widely used in the industry for surface brightness. So we'll use that instrument tomorrow to test that. So again, join tomorrow if you want more detail on the custom nature of this stack that they have on the Color Scribe, and if you want to see the numbers of the brightness numbers compared to other devices. But is it me? I could be wrong, but visually you can just tell that it's darker. Let's go to the other chat here. Also, Amazon gets its light from different manufacturers. That's why some Kindle lights look brighter than others. Not this one though. This one is a custom light situation. We'll talk about that tomorrow as well. So again, if you want information about the custom stack that Amazon's using, join the live stream tomorrow. We'll talk more about it. Is it just me, or does the Colorsoft look blue instead of gray black? Oh, okay. Out of the video, all videos so far, you are the first that I have heard talk about flashing. Yeah, the flash. We're gonna show the flashing here. I'm gonna show an example of the flashing that I talk about and how it's akin to Gallery 3. Does the Colorsoft have a higher color res? No, the Colorsoft has 300 ppi, but it's more precise. So it's taking better advantage of the resolution. Whereas the Note Air 5C is 150 ppi for color. That doesn't mean it's 100 ppi though. It can produce that. That's the theoretical resolution, but that doesn't mean it's taking advantage of that. Here, same theoretical boundary, 150 ppi, but I think that this comes closer to hitting that 150 ppi than the Note Air 5C, than not just in Note Air 5C, but any other color device. There's trade-offs for that. They made compromises for that precision, and that has to do with how precise the pixels are going, are showing themselves on the screen, right? If they show themselves in a more specific location, then you get a finer detail, right? A thinner line leads to, if you can make thinner lines, that leads to finer detail. So the precision is better here, in my opinion. We will do macro. I got a macro lens that we're gonna go at. Mitchell in the Discord mentioned that to me about getting some microscopic shots of this. I can't do microscopic, but I can do macro shots with my macro lens, and that gets really close enough to see the individual dots. Or individual pigment capsules, so we can take a look at that. I'll do that. That won't be for maybe another week or so after I get through all these other introductory videos. Does increasing front light change this test at all? Let's take a look. Let's see what happens when we increase the front light. I'm glad you brought that up, Hannes. Thank you, appreciate that. Oops. All right, so let's turn the front lights on here. We'll go to 100% front light. We'll go to 100% front light on both of these devices to see what. I don't like this software at all. There's no gestures here either, and that's ridiculous for a device like this. Why would you? Oh, that's why. I'm sorry. That's why. I was hitting the wrong area. Oh. All right, let's turn the brightness all the way up here. And I'm going to turn the color style all the way down so there's no warm light coming from either one of these devices. So it's just all the blue light. Okay. So you can see now why I say I think this screen is better. Thank you for bringing that up, the front light. I don't like using front lights, but the front light is probably the best way to see this. You can see now that this is a better representation. The background is whiter. This is like a reddish magenta hue going on here for the background. This is more close to white here, the light is. And there's a reason for that too, coming in tomorrow's live stream. Don't miss tomorrow's live stream. We go into detail about some of these finer, the intricacies of this custom stack that they're using. But you can see here that these colors are just better. Let's do a refresh here. You can't manually refresh on the Scribe Colorsoft, so there's nothing you can do there. Comparatively yellow LEDs on the Scribe. Maybe. Let's put it up against white. So we got the Supernote white background here. So up against white, yeah, I guess it is a bit yellow. It's yellowy, yeah, versus the reddish hue of the, again, more gallery-like than Kaleido, right? We look at the Remarkable Paper Pro here with this yellowish background, but you know, I think they've really fixed that. I think they've fixed that in recent iterations of their panels. But through any event, yeah, yeah, you can see it right here. The greens are better here, way better. You can see that versus the greens that are over here. The greens are way better. Again, the purple is better. This is closer than what I thought they were going to be with the light on. Very interesting. Again, this is actually purple. I don't know what that is. Like, this is a dark purple. That's a jumbled mess. These two are basically the same. And like I said, you can see differentiation between all of these three blues right here. And again, brown. This is muddled too, but still, I mean, it gets close. It gets close. Very good. I'm glad you brought that up, Hannes. I hope I'm saying that right. What else we got in the chat? Vlad says, is it just me or does the top part of the Scribe look whiter? Okay, I think we got to that. Parm says, I know someone who has a tool that can test for that. Yeah, I definitely will. RS Men says, ordered mine yesterday. Apparently they have an issue and not enough supply for demand. 100%. Yeah, they did not. I pushed the buy button on mine as soon as it popped up. Also tell us about the ceramic pins working on the Kindle. Definitely, Hav. I will definitely show that. And I'll actually put a crystal nib in here. I can probably put a Supernote nib in here too, but we got Supernote pins on hand, so we don't need to do that. An estimated ship date is January 4th to February 4th. Ouch. RS Men. Hav says, also tell us about the ceramic. I think we got there. RS Men. Some people on Reddit said that their tracking numbers have disappeared and some confusion on when they will now ship. Wow. I got time to get some videos out then. Comparatively yellow LEDs on the Scribe, says Duroc. Yeah. Kindle is contender for Kobo Libra. I want to try the KO reader. Is that the Kobo reader? I wouldn't mind trying that. A lot of people talk about that, and I wouldn't mind trying it. All right, so moving on. So we've done that little comparison there. What else do I have here in the notes? What do we got here? And I still can't see that. That's interesting. Okay, let me refresh this. Got to refresh real quick, chat. Oh, wow. Okay, we got 38 people watching. Listen, if you're liking the content, you're enjoying it, hit the like button. Subscribe if you want to see more, okay? And join the chat crew if you want to get a badge by your name. We got it. Hit that join button. You do it. All right, anyway. Description. In the description of the video, Discord invite. So if you want to join the Discord and continue the conversation after the live stream, or if you got a question, you want to voice your own opinion about it, that's the place to do it. That's the place to do it. All right, moving on. What other heads up I got about this particular device here? All right, my thoughts. That was all about Dave's video. So this demonstration right there was just me showing how the colors look better to me on the Scribe than other devices. And I will, you know what I could do too. You know what I am going to do? What I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring up the browser to show the flashing real quick before we move on to something else. Because the flashing is more akin to Gallery 3 than it is Kaleido. And I wanted to show that before I move on. Where is the browser? All right, Neo browser. And we're going to bring up the Neo browser. And we're going to bring up the browser for we're going to do birds. Oh, no. Images. There we go. All right. So now I know I'm not. Let's do this. Birds. All right, there we go. All right, so, and maybe we'll get to the same. No, can we go back, dude? Okay, we'll go to Google and then search birds. There we go. That's how we'll handle that. This was a great example that I pulled up and to show myself about how good or bad this thing works here. We're gonna go to images. So we should have yeah, there we go. We're at the same thing here. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn down the brightness here to about. We're gonna try to bring them up to about the same level of brightness here. You know what? No, we're gonna go 100%. No, because that kind of washes it out. And I don't want it to be super washed out. What do you think, chat? 100% or no? Should we do 100% or no 100%? Actually, what about the Q&A here? Oh, no, cancel. We have no idea. We'll get to the Q&A tomorrow. It's all about the Kindle today. Yeah, I don't think I want to put the front light at 100% because it just washes it out. You know, you can just see that it's washing out there. We'll put it. I think the best lighting condition may be 20, maybe right there. How about lower? We'll go 15. We'll go 15. What do you guys think? Do they look roughly about the same? I think this is a little darker than the Note Air 5C, so we'll bump it up a little bit more. I think they're about the same. I think they're about the same right now. What is that pristine view called, the mode called? of pictures in eInk. There's a mode on Boox devices that if you put it in this mode, it shows the most pristine images. Dave mentioned it and he said it, and I'm like, that is the word I was looking for, and I can't think of that word every time I try to find it. I don't know what word it is, but it's a word that defines how pristine the screen looks. It's the best image quality you can produce on a Boox device, but I don't know what that word is. Whatever the best lighting that makes the screen looks best, that's how most users will set it. That's true. About 70% says Hannes. I think they're both at about. Yeah, I think they're both at about 70%. This is about 60% over here, but it's as bright. So we'll bump it up a little bit more. I think that they're on par. I think this is a little more brighter now. So I'm gonna take it back down. Yeah, I'm gonna take it back down. I think they're about the same brightness right now. They look different, but they're about the same brightness in my opinion. Regal, Parm, thank you. Oh my goodness. Phew. Regal, that's it. Oh my goodness. Okay, Parm, thank you so much. That was it. Regal view. It's like this is in constant Regal view. You know what I mean? Regal mode. It's constantly trying to show you the best image it can. It doesn't know any other way to do it. And that leads to excessive flashing, and I think that's due to the excessive ghosting that goes on. So anyway, we're gonna look at some pictures here. I'm gonna show you the flashing. Now, let's go. And I know we can change the refresh mode here, and we're gonna do that. We're gonna change the refresh mode here to Regal, and we don't get that option here. We're gonna do optimal colors for the. We don't get to change anything over here for the Colorsoft, okay? But for the Onyx Boox device, we can change the color mode to optimal. We're gonna change the refresh mode to HD to give us the most pristine image it can, because above HD I think it's Regal, but they don't give us the Regal option here. And we'll do it that way, and also. Also, we'll do recommended. Yeah, there we go. Recommended HD optimization. Okay, so there we go. So everything is how they want it to be to show an optimal image. Now, I don't know if you guys can see this, but the banding, you don't get banding over here. That's one of the reasons why I thought this could fool somebody into thinking this is not eInk, because the banding that goes on, and I don't care what we're looking at, a web page, a PDF, I've done both. And the banding on normal eInk devices is bad in some cases, but you don't see that here. Let's get down here a little bit more. Like, this looks like bokeh. The background is just blurry. This background looks like a mess. This background looks like it's just a mesh of blurriness. It's bokeh. It's these for eInk. This is the best bokeh I've seen on eInk. The best. All right, let's move on here. You see that extra flash that took hold over here? Did you see that? There's a little extra. I need to do another flash and a half to get this perfect. But when it's got it, look at that image. This looks like eInk. This does not. You know what I'm saying? Look at those feathers. The color transition, the bokeh in the background, the clarity. Look at the part around the eye here. Listen, stop playing with them. The Scribe is looking real good, Ghost Ship. I'm telling you guys right now, the image quality on the Scribe is bar none for Kaleido. No Kaleido device is touching what Amazon's doing with the Kindle Scribe, the Colorsoft. No one's touching it. And that's why I was so confused about why things look so crazy on Dave's video. Dave must have got a bad unit. Dave must have got a bad unit for sure. All right, but my point is, you pay for that image quality. You pay for that image quality with extra flashing The ghosting is going to be terrible, which is going to cause even more flashing. And you got a darker background, right? You pay for that image quality, and I'm going to tell you why we paying for it and how and what that's attributed to tomorrow's live stream. Don't miss tomorrow's live stream if you want to get some details on this custom stack that Amazon has right here. I'm going to spill all the tea tomorrow. I'm spilling all the tea. What do we got in the chat here? Image smoothing is on. That is crazy. Yeah, image smoothing is I don't know about. Let's check this. Let's check this. I don't know if I get the option to put image smoothing on the Boox for web pages. But let me assure you, Palm. I've looked at things with image smoothing on, and it doesn't matter, Palm. The banding is still there, and no banding at all on the scribe. I'm going to show that I'm going to show that in some videos. I got extensive videos coming on color comparisons, so to show you guys 4K what's going on. But for right now, take my word for it. This banding that you're seeing here may not be as bad with image smoothing on, but it's still there. Now, again, I don't know if they're image smoothing right now in the web pages because I don't have that option right here. In the eInk Center right here, I don't get that option. Maybe in the customized. If anybody knows how to set that setting up for web pages, you let me know. Oh, hold on. Oh no, that didn't change it. The banding is still there. So we go to customize, and I'm not sure. Oh, here we go. Image smoothing. So it's not image smoothing, but you get display enhancement, and that's on. And everything else is default. Yep. Everything else is default. So it has display enhancing on. Let me see what happens when it's off. Okay. Turn it on. I mean, it didn't change much at all. Let's go back to we'll go back to the optimal settings. So we'll go back to the recommended settings. Okay. I would go so far as to say the custom settings look better than the recommended settings. Well, you know what? I mean, it's about a draw, honestly. But I'm going with their recommended settings. Because I can't change the settings on the Colorsoft, and the recommended settings should be what they consider the best settings for what you're doing, and that's what I'm using. I'm using all recommended settings here. So, but through any event, even with screen enhancement on, it didn't mean a thing. It didn't mean a thing. All right, moving on. Let's go to some other images here. I'm trying to show you guys the flashing though. You see there was just an extra flash over here. Sometimes there's an extra 2 or 3 flashes. It depends on what you're looking at. But when you get the results, you're like, okay, I didn't mind that. Just the banding alone. The colors, look at the yellow. The colors just look, you know, and again, maybe I can bump up some colors here. Maybe I can't. Maybe I can make this yellow look better. Maybe I can't. Again, I'm working off their recommended settings, the optimized settings for what you're doing on here. Okay. Same with the Kindle. I'm just working off their default settings here. And there's nothing you can change even if you wanted to. So you see that extra, there was 2 extra flashes there. And that last extra flash was to clear up that line that was coming down here, that ghosting line. The ghosting is really bad here, I'm going to tell you. And and you can still see that line a little bit too. It's not totally gone. The ghosting is real here, okay? They do their best to clean it up, to give you that image, but the image looks so good, but you pay for it with ghosting, dark background, and excessive flashing. But throughout all of that, you get an image that's the best image Kaleido 3 can create, they've created so far. Look at the wood. Look at the wood. Like, how precise is that? Beyond just the banding, the color, the detail. Like, come on, you guys. They're killing it. Okay, that's just a bad image right there. You see that line right there? It's almost ever present, right? I mean, even though they try to do their best, the ghosting is real here. The ghosting is real. The images, though, are so nice. The images are so nice. I wanted to show you this one picture. Again, you can, okay, there we go. See that last, it did 2 extra refreshes that time to get rid of that line that was going down there, down the middle there. Just look at that, chat. One day we're gonna have images this good without the flashing, without the dark display background, and the ghosting won't be as bad. One day we'll have that, but this is a good start. I'm telling you, you could fool someone into thinking this is an actual image that's not e-ink. Like, you could fool someone into thinking this is like maybe a poorly optimized LCD. But that's my thing. You've got a little more ghost. See that they didn't get rid of that. The ghosting is real, and you can't auto refresh. So when the refresh they do doesn't clear the ghosting, you're just stuck with it. All right, there's one image I wanted to show. Let me get to it real quick, and I'll be done with going through these images, you guys. There's a bird's beak that I saw that I'm like, oh my goodness. This wasn't it. Oh, that image wasn't as nice though. I'll give it that. Okay, maybe I can't find that one with the bird. This bird had like a transparent beak, and you could tell that it was transparent on the Colorsoft, but you could not tell that it was transparent on the other device. All right, so I think we'll call it there. Very interesting stuff. Very interesting. What do we got in the chat here? All the settings are just basically preset names. If you hit the cog next to the name, recommended custom, you can adjust all the settings within the preset name. Yeah, but I guess the point I'm trying to make here with the presets, though, Parm, is that I didn't change any of the settings. I didn't go in because I haven't changed any settings on my 5C. I have my 4C set up how I like it, but the 5C, I have everything's default still. So their recommended settings should be what they consider what you should be using for that situation. If it's not that set that way, that's what they should be doing. But that's what I did, and I didn't change anything. All the settings are just basically okay. The Rock says, could you check the eInk Center again? Choose refresh speed. But Boox just did the same extra flash. No. Well, I'm not saying they don't flash. They all flash, but you gotta recognize that the Colorsoft was flashing more than the Onyx, right? I mean, there was more than one example of it flashing at least one time more. There was a couple examples of it flashing twice more. I've seen it go up to 3 times more. But I'm pretty sure if we keep going, we can do it. Again, the flashing also happens excessively when you're using the drawing tools. And Dave showed that in his video. Could you check the eInk Center again? Choose refresh speed. What's the refresh? What's the refresh speed going to do to the image though? I don't think the refresh speed will help the image at all, Duroc. But we'll take a look. So we got refresh mode. We said go to no warning or flashing and health issues as that one. Boox needs that scribe screen technology. Yes, they do. Well, not really. Not really. This is for a specific case. Onyx wants scrolling. You can't scroll with this screen. This screen, because of the way that it works, we'll talk about that tomorrow as well. You could check eInk Center again. Choose refresh speed. Okay, so refresh speed. So I'm in the eInk Center. The only refresh speeds I get available to me is HD and speed. And if I choose speed, it's going to make the image quality go down. That's why I chose HD, because that brings up the image quality. Let's check it out. What? Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Hold up. The Rock. Wait a minute. Why did speed mode make the image better? That doesn't even make sense. What? Why is that? All right, now HD is supposed to be a better image than speed. It's not. Why? That is crazy. Speed mode, by definition, is supposed to degrade the image to make it move faster. So you're missing frames and all kinds of stuff to make it move faster. How is missing frames? All right, let's go back. All right, we got to do this again. All right, how many people did we lose in that X score? Oh, we didn't. We gained. If you guys are enjoying the content, give me a like. Hit the subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. And join us tomorrow if you want to get more information about the custom stack on this Kindle Scribe. We're going to go into detail about that tomorrow. But for now, let's go back to these birds. Oops. Okay. For now, let's go back to these birds. Okay, we got to pull this up again. Chat. Why? What the hell? Onyx, you're the worst. Why would your speed mode be your... That just doesn't even compute. Like, what? Okay, we're going to put birds in again. You know what? We're going back. We're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to go back to the beginning. We're going to start this from the beginning again. Holy moly. Okay. Oh, who cares? They still blow them out of the water. They still dominate. Who cares? Oh, you faster, bro? Who cares? All right, better, okay? Better. But this is the more accurate color right here. And we can prove that by... I can't prove it right now with my phone. I'm sorry. We can't do that. But this is a more accurate color because the bird is blue, not purple like this thing over here. Yeah, and the banding is better. But yeah, it still doesn't touch the Scribe Colorsoft. It still doesn't touch it. What else? Yeah, okay. Chill out. Calm down. Okay. We were up in arms for no reason. We were up in arms for legit no reason. Let's do a refresh here. We were up in arms for no reason. I would still confuse this for an actual picture. I would never confuse this for nothing but eInk, okay? Calm down. Calm down, people, okay? False alarm. Who is that? Who is that? Yeah, actually, you know what? Let's get the... let's get the... Shut up! Oh, you can't use ceramic on that. It'll damage it. You can only do it on Supernote because they have the stuff. Shut up. Who cares? You fast? I don't care. No, okay. So all right. So it's a bit better, but it still ain't better than this. It's still a far cry, okay, from this. It's better though. I'll give it to it. It's better. Yeah, but look at that. That's bokeh. Look at that background. That's nice and creamy. That looks like a bowl of porridge right there. Green porridge, but it looks creamy like some porridge. like what are we talking about here? All right, moving on. We're gonna throw this trash in the garbage can. All right, moving on though. But you guys see, all right, so darker background. All right, let's get the darker background. But darker background, okay? Excessive flashing, more flashing than normal Kaleido, okay? Gallery 3 levels, in my opinion, on a lot of situations. Not every situation. Oh, Philly, you coming here to join the live show? She ran away. I didn't even say don't run, which is usually the signal for her to run and bolt the other direction. Oh, you know what? This is Philly, you guys. There she is. She's in the window, just doing Philly cat stuff. Why is it zooming in on her? I'm not even trying to zoom. It just started zooming. Calm down, camera. Oh, it's zooming back now. Why? This is I don't know what it is. Anyway, moving on. I'm impressed. Kindle is on the house. Kindle is in the house. Yeah, Scribe looks better, but at least put the best foot forward for the others. No doubt. Well, in all fairness, The Rock, I had no idea the speed mode would look better. In all my experiences with Boox devices, if you put it in Regal or HD mode, it looks better. So who knew that putting it in speed mode would be the better looking mode? Like, that's counterintuitive, actually, to be honest. I think Boox recommended HD for just reading. Oh. That's their bad. Anyone with a Note Max has figured out that the setting makes no sense. Yeah. The settings makes no. But you know what? I'm glad The Rock brought it up because now we know. Now I know. I never use speed mode because I thought, I want a better image, so I'm not going to use speed mode. Now I know speed mode is fast and it's the better image, so I'm using speed mode full time. Yeah, Scribe looks better, but at least no doubt. It could be because the image optimization was only on speed. Seems very strange. Absolutely, it seems very strange. But I mean, like I said, I haven't gone through the Note Air 5C to change any of the settings. All the settings are still default. So on my other devices, I've gone and I've had them long enough to go in through the settings and change them, but not on that one. All right, what else we got here? What else did I want to bring up and call out here? We saw the ghosting, we saw the dark background, we saw the flashing. Okay, we also saw how good the image was, so we're good with that. The design. Now, how do I feel about the design? The design is top notch. Okay, the design is one of the best designs. It is like one of the best. So it's second best to only what Remarkable's doing, in my opinion. It's super solid. No flexing whatsoever in this thing. Nothing. Like, it's super solid. It feels super good in the hand. The screensavers, I gotta say, even though the screen is dark, and the screensavers is what made me realize the screen was super dark, because I'm like, I love the screensavers, but it's so dark till you can't even discern what it is, like, at a distance. I was like, I would use this as a picture frame. The images are so good. But I'm like, at a distance, you would never be able to tell what it is. The screen is so dark, you need a constant light on it. So I'm like, whatever. It feels good. Someone brought up ceramic nibs on here. We're going to talk about that in a second. So the screen feels good. The case is metal, all metal case. No hollow points anywhere in this thing. It's just nicely built. It has feet on the back here. Let's get I did the manual. Oh boy. Can we get auto? There we go. It has feet on the back here for grip. I really do like that. I think all devices should have that. I like the fact that they have this little guardrail right here for the pen, showing you where to put the pen at, right? Unlike some companies who put their pen magnet in the way of the buttons that are on the side of the device. I'm looking at you, Onyx. It could have been beautiful, man. It could have been beautiful. But no. There's literally somebody that works at Onyx like, listen, what can I do to just mess this device up? I do one or two things to just ruin device designs. What can I do? I'm sure someone's job is to do that. There's no one you accidentally cripple devices every year. Moving on. So anyway, I do like this little rail right there. It's showing you where to put the pen so that it's not in the way of the button. The pen fits securely like it should fit. Like, you guys, I say this all the time, but Onyx doesn't know how to design stuff, okay? They got good software, but design, they're not the best, okay? They're probably the worst. They're actually not the worst. They're okay. They're mid. They're like a Wednesday. But the point is, I like how they did this. Onyx, like, we want you to put the pen on the side of the device, so we put magnets on it, but there's no way it's going to stay there. If you're expecting it to stay there, you're sadly mistaken. Amazon's like, yeah, we want you to put the pen there, and guess what? We're going to put strong enough magnets there so it stays. If you want to, you can carry it by the pen. That's how strong the magnet is. Okay? That's how Amazon does it. That's attention to detail. That's what Panos Panay brings to the side of the device. Anyway, I like the device. Very solid, very simple. I love holding it in the hand. The screen itself, or let's finish talking about the pen. The pen is awesome. I judge pens by how they stay in my hand once I let them go and when I'm writing. If I can let the pen go when I'm writing and it stays in my hand, it's balanced, okay? Bam, I'm writing, let it go. Oh, bam, I'm writing, let it go. It's failing me right now, but you get it. Grabbing it, letting it go, it stays there. I love that. Super balanced. Has a nice weight to it too. So this pen has a nice weight. It's weighted. Unlike any other pen like that I've come across, it just has a premium feel to it, right? It has the button, so you get the. There we go. So it has the button. You get the button on here. It has the slight logo right there. Now the logo is cool because as long as the logo is on the outside, you're putting the pen on the device the right way. It also has the rubberized eraser on the back here. So this rubberized eraser is really nice. It feels really good. And it feels like an eraser when you put it on the device. I praised the Remarkable for doing that on the Remarkable on their Plus pen for the Remarkable 2. They didn't do it for the Pro, but man, it feels good on the Remarkable 2. Okay, so they did a good job. It comes with a felt tip in this device. It comes with extra felt tips as well. I'm never going to use felt. Ceramic feels good on this. Now, this screen is glass. Okay. Glass screen, but there we go. Glass screen, but you can use ceramic. Now, I have a Supernote pen here, and just take a listen to this. It sounds awesome. Okay, I don't know if you guys can hear that. Now, by comparison, I'm going to go grab an Onyx tab device. Glass screen, no writing filter on it. I haven't used it in a long time, so it's dead. Don't judge me. Here's how glass sounds with ceramic. It doesn't sound good. It doesn't sound good at all. But when you write on the color, and this is how ceramic sounds on the Remarkable glass. I'm gonna write it down here. It sounds so harsh and not good. This is also glass without a writing film on it, but it doesn't sound like either of those devices. It sounds like it has something on it, though it doesn't. It sounds super pleasant. When I write on a tab device from Onyx with this, it doesn't sound good. It doesn't feel good. It feels like glass and it sounds like glass, which is to say horrible with a hard nib. When I write on the Remarkable, you just heard it. It almost hurts me to do it. It did hurt me to do it. It hurt. Oh, boy. Okay, I'm sorry. I wasn't even talking in the mic. All right. Again, like I was saying, when I'm writing on an Onyx tab device, with the glass screen without any writing film on it, it feels like glass, sounds like glass, which is to say horrible. When I write on the Remarkable with a glass screen with no writing film on it, sounds horrible. It is horrible. It hurts to do, to hear, like to feel. It hurts. But this, it doesn't sound harsh. It doesn't feel harsh. It feels good. So I'm going to be using ceramic on the screen until I see it cause some kind of damage, which I've been checking it. It hasn't so far. I will be using ceramic on this. Now, what I'm going to do right now is just take out this felt, and I'm going to take out this felt right here, and I'm going to put a clear ceramic. That's too close. That's too close, bro. Too close. So what I'm going to do is take this felt that's in this pen right here, and I'm going to replace it with some ceramic. Okay, I'm going to put a crystal nib in here. I'll show you guys what that looks like. If you guys don't know what the crystal nib is, it's coming on the first. It's a ceramic that you can put in almost any EMR pen. And right now we have them up on the website. You can buy the you can buy a Supernote ceramic nib that I've customized for EMR pens of almost any type. So ransomwhiletech.com if you want to check that out and get your own standard Wacom ceramic nib that you can put, again, like I said, in almost any device. Here. All right, so here we go. We got a crystal nib here. We got a few. Or did I take it out? I might have taken it out. Oh, I did take it out. All right. Oh boy, where's it at? Chat, I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. Perfect. All right, so, and where is that? Oop, I think I have that over here somewhere. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna take it out, and I'm gonna use some ceramic on here to write, because now the Scribe doesn't work with all pens. The Scribe will work with the Lamy here, and it'll work with the pen that came with it, and it will work with the Remarkable pen as well. So, but any other pen that I tried to use with it doesn't work. So let's go ahead and take this out here, and this is my crystal nib here. It's in the Lamy, and we'll use this on it too. But let's just use it with the actual device there. So, if you guys don't know, this is a crystal nib here. It's my own brand of ceramic. It's a clear ceramic in a clear sleeve here. It's nice. I like it. I love it. But anyway, we're gonna put that into the Scribe pen here. What the? It popped out. I thought, whoa, this is not a standard nib, but it is. The crystal nib will most definitely work in here. Okay. The Supernote nib that we have on the Ransom While Tech website will also work in this pen. So if you want to try ceramic, yeah, check it out. Oop, I just put it back in the pen that I took it out of, you guys. Hold on one second. Okay, so crystal nib inside of the Scribe pen here. All right, there we go. So we got the crystal nib in there. Very nice. All right. Whoa, gifting memberships. Thanks, eInk. I really appreciate you. You're the best. You're the best. Moving on, though. What do we got? We're going to turn this device on, and I'm going to go to the writing app here. The one app at a time bothers me too, but whatever. No multitasking bothers me, but whatever. We're going to go back to the quick note we have here. All right. Now, pull that back. All right. So now we're at the quick note. We're going to go to a new page. There we go. So, ceramic nib, clear ceramic. You can't even see it unless you do it like this. Now you can see it. All right, moving on. Man, this feels incredible. It feels good. Why? This is glass. Ceramics should not feel good on glass. I don't know what they've done. I don't know what they've treated this thing with. But no matter what material I put inside my styli, it feels incredible on here. I love it. All right, now that we've got ceramic in here and we've taken that trash felt out of there, the writing experience, I like the way it feels. And I don't know why, but there's a slight friction here and a slight feedback that, let me see if I get that same feel on the Note Air 5C here. Let's see if I get that. Can we? There we go. Okay, let's see if we get that. All right, you get more friction on the Note Air 5C. Yeah. And you can hear the friction. So you get more friction in the Note Air 5C. As far as as far as the tactile feedback, you get more tactile feedback on the screen film that's on here. But the drag is the same, if that makes any sense. So whereas a screen like this with just glass, no filter for writing, feels super slick, no drag at all, no friction at all, feels terrible. Jeez, that just feels anyway, but with this, all glass, no writing film, but there's drag. And a little bit of tactile feedback. Not as much as the Note Air 5C, but a little bit. We're going to do tests. Maybe those tests will come Wednesday. Tomorrow we're going to be talking about the screen stack. But we'll do tests on this device maybe Wednesday. So get subscribed if you want to see some actual testing done on screen brightness and screen friction, how it compares to other devices on the market. We'll be doing that Wednesday. So like I said, like the video if you're liking the content so far, and get subscribed if you want to see more content like this. And join the Discord. Link in the description if you want to keep the conversation going after the live stream is done. Okay, Jay's joined the live stream. Jay, how's it going? Let's get to the chat real quick before I go on with these tests here. All right, self-appointed community ambassador here. Welcome. We have the best community. Thanks, eInk. You're the best. Jay says, if that's glass with no film on it, then this might be a bad idea, LOL. You're right. But guess what? I'm doing it for science, Jay. Somebody's got to do it. Nah, Jay, that tells me it's got a glass surface texture prone to abrasion over time with harder nibs. Yeah. It is. My thing is this. Let me just tell you guys my take on using hard nibs on these devices. Yes, ceramic nibs will damage your devices. The Supernote device right here. My Supernote Nomad right here has a self-healing film on it, specifically for ceramic nibs. But guess what? Even this film will take damage over time. It's just the nature of the beast, right? You got a hard material, soft surface. One of those is going to take damage. It won't be the hard material. It's going to be the softer one. So the damage is going to happen. But Onyx and Ratta, the company who makes the Supernote, has determined that the damage that's going to happen to that screen over time is acceptable for the lifetime of the device. Meaning that after like 4 or 5 years of you using the device, you either A, won't be using it that much longer, or B, something would have happened to it and you want to get another one, right? So for the lifetime of the device, the damage that's going to happen to that screen is well within acceptable ranges. for Ratta. Ratta has done their tests and they've realized that. Viwoods has also done those tests and realized it, but I also did those tests and realized it myself with actually the same instruments that Ratta's using, the same instruments that Supernote's using. I'm using to get those tests, get those answers as well. And to a large extent, the data that I collected influenced what Viwoods did with their ceramic nib. So the thing is, they've done tests to say, Viwoods, yeah, a ceramic nib is going to harm our screen over time. But over the life of the device, that's well within acceptable parameters. You're going to take, and I did the test. My Supernote display, my Supernote film took a 4% hit over the course of the year and a month that within me getting it, using it for a year and some change, using a ceramic nib, the screen degraded, the friction on the screen degraded about 4% over the course of a year. That means over the course of a device, the lifetime of the device, let's say 5 or 6 years, that's only 20%. So the friction is going to degrade 20% over the life of the device. That is well within parameters acceptable for companies. Well within acceptable parameters for companies. It's well within acceptable parameters for Viwoods and well within acceptable parameters for Ratta, who makes a Supernote. So I'm saying all that to say, I'm going to use ceramic on this device right here, which doesn't have a writing film. Do I expect the ceramic to damage the screen? Yes. Yes, I expect the ceramic to damage the screen. That's just the nature of using hard stuff on soft stuff, or hard against hard. One of them's softer, and whichever one's softer is going to get damaged. Now, ceramics are harder than the glass, right? So it's going to damage it. But is it going to damage it beyond the acceptable parameters for the life of the device? I don't think so. Do I know that for sure? I do not. I will do tests. I don't know that to be sure. But I do know, I feel like it's well within the acceptable parameters for the life of the device. So, but anyway, I haven't seen any scratches on the screen. I've been using ceramic for a couple of days on it. Haven't seen any scratches on the screen. I will continue to monitor it for the time that I have the device, or keeping it regardless of how it turns out. But the point of the matter is, ceramic will be used on here because think about this. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Brandon Boswell, but Brandon Boswell uses titanium, or did use titanium on his Remarkable devices. That's metal on glass. Which one of those do you think was softer? The glass. So the metal should have damaged the glass, but it didn't damage his display beyond the acceptable parameters for him, because he didn't notice any damage on his display, I'm sure, right? And the only reason he don't use ceramic these days is not because it damaged the screen, is but because it damaged his pen, right? So my point in saying this is that harder materials than ceramic are being used on these devices, and the damage is acceptable for the life of the device. By the time you move on to another device, you would not have even noticed any damage on the device from using harder nibs. Again, I would never use a ceramic on a Supernote device because it sounds and feels like crap. It sounds and feels like you're writing on glass. I would never use ceramic on a Onyx Boox tab device because it sounds and feels like you're writing on glass, and it's just not a pleasant experience, regardless if it's damaging it or not. This device, though, doesn't feel or sound like I'm writing on glass, and it feels really good, so I will be using it. There we go. I'll let you guys know how it turns out. I'll let you guys know. Let's get to the chat. If the glass is hardened, it should be harder than the nib and not damage it. But on the Onyx, there's a film, so might be scratching the film. It's definitely scratching the film, Hannes. Definitely scratching the film. I did tests judging the friction before and after me using ceramic, and it's definitely affecting the screen. But that's well within the acceptable parameters for the life of the device, in my opinion. Overall, this is better than the Note 5C. I was looking to get it, but this seems better. It depends on what you're trying to do, in my opinion, Ghost Ship. The Kindle Colorsoft is going to be for remarkable users, people who accept the amount of limited tools you get. If you've already accepted that, this is a good device. This is a very good device, because to me, a good device has to do something that's not being done in the market already. Is the Kindle Colorsoft doing something that's not being done in the market already? Yes. It's bringing the best images that Kaleido has to offer. no one else is even coming close. So does it have a place in the market? Yes, it does. For people who like Remarkable but don't want a Gallery 3 experience. Or if you're in the Kindle ecosystem already, this is going to make your books look crazy good. Scrolling sucks, though. You can't control the refresh rate. Ghosting is bad, and scrolling sucks. It's almost nausea-inducing trying to scroll on here. What else we got here in the chat? The film will take damage, but it's replaceable. Exactly, Jay. Yeah, that's the upside of having a film on your screen. It's going to get damaged, but you can replace it. Well, can you though? On the Go 10.3? I know you can on Supernote's devices, right? Same for Onyx. You can replace the Note Air series film. I've seen it done. Okay, no doubt. Okay, that's what's up. Hannah's, it depends on what you want to do with it. The Scribe is extremely limited in the like the Remarkable is. That's exactly what I just said, Jay. Absolutely. Yes, Hannah says, yes, I was joking. I'm for sure not the customer for the Scribe, but it seems like a great device for some. Yeah, it is a great device. Whether it's for you or not is a different story. It is definitely a great device. Because like I said, to me, are you bringing something new to the table? Yes, then you have a reason for being. The thing is, you have a lot of devices. Someone who has only one device with writes a lot like me, it would be noticeable for sure. You have seen the pictures. I would want a film that could be changed. I agree with you, Palm, 100%. And yes, I have seen your pictures in the Discord. Palm did some, I think it was you, Palm, who did those nice tests for showing how ceramic affects screens over time, right? Actual visual representation of it versus the analytical data that I'm putting forward, which I thought was great. Palm also said, I just changed my Go 10.3 screen. So excellent. So you can change the Go 10.3 screen. Perfect. Yeah. So for devices, and you could always just put a film on this display, right? If you were concerned, right? I'm just not one of those dudes. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to write on it how it is. For a device with the best color recommendation, but mid tool set, almost takes me want it as a cheaper non-writing e-reader. Now, see, that's the thing. This is probably the best e-reader that Amazon has ever produced. It's just expensive as crap. But for reading, this is a really good device. See, this is the way I see it. This is the way I see it, chat. The Color Scribe or the Scribe Colorsoft here is the Remarkable and the Color Scribe are in the same market. Okay, which one you get should this is how it breaks down to me. All right, this is who this is for. The Kindle Colorsoft is a Remarkable type device for people who want reading first, writing second. Because this is not even as capable as Remarkable devices in the writing department, okay? It's not even as capable as the Remarkable devices. The Remarkable is for you if you want note-taking first, reading second. Because the reader in the Remarkable is not really good. But the writing is really good. You get some tools, not as many as Onyx is going to give you with the Boox platform, but you get some tools. So that's how it breaks down to me. The Remarkable and the Colorsoft, the Scribe Colorsoft, same market. Which one you get it depends on what you want to do. If writing is more of your use case, the Remarkable. If reading is more your use case, the Scribe Colorsoft, and you'll be able to write on it as well. Raw dogging his screens, absolutely. Living dangerous. Hassan says, can you test the shading brushes and if it flashes the screen while using those? It does. I can tell you it does because Dave at Tablet Tech did. Check out Dave's video. He's got it chaptered and everything. Hassan, and I have it linked in the description of this video, Dave's video. So check his video out. He did exactly that, and it does flash. It does flash. Ghost Ship says, great point. Boox is in the middle, can do both, read, write. Yeah. And Boox is one of those that does both. You can do both with the Onyx Boox device. Read and write. It does both really well. It's just not the most intuitive. It's not the best hardware. That's the problem with them. They don't make very appealing hardware. The build quality is questionable, and it's not very user friendly. It's not very intuitive. But beyond, if you can get past that, you're good to go. You're good to go. What else we got here? I think that was. Yep, I think we talked about tools, AI, writing experience. Yep, we talked about writing experience. App isn't very customizable. Yep. Visuals. Okay, so I think we talked about all the things we need to talk about today, chat. Man, it was jam-packed. Jam-packed show today. I really appreciate you guys for being here. Again, tomorrow we're gonna talk about the custom stack on the Kindle Scribe Colorsoft and how that affects all of these things we talked about today. Okay, we're gonna dig into the weeds with that. So come back if you want more information on that. Wednesday we're gonna do testing, test the screen brightness, test the screen friction, see where that lands against other devices on the market. And I'm gonna be here to answer any questions you guys have about the Kindle Colorsoft that you might want to bring up in the live chat. I'm gonna do a video about it. Oh, awesome, Jay. Awesome. I look forward to that. Thanks for the chat, for being here. Really appreciate it. Monday through Friday is when we do this show. Like this show if you liked. Subscribe if you want to see more. What else? Join if you want to get that badge by your name. Join and support independent. They didn't send me this. I had to pay for this with my own money. I'm doing this for you guys. So this is independent work here. You know what I'm saying? So if you want to support independent work like this, consider joining the membership. She handed out some free memberships, but you can do it on your own. You can do it on your own. And shout out to eInk. Let's get the air horns going for eInk for the memberships today. I really appreciate you for getting those memberships out there. And the applause going for the chat for being here today. I really appreciate you guys. We got up there today. We almost hit 40 views. We almost hit 40 views. We're moving on up, chat. Moving on up. Let's get to the chat crew. Thanks for Jay for being here. Thanks for eInk for being here. Thanks to Palm for being here. Dr. Ling. We got Hav. We got Alex. Thanks for being here. Who else? Rob was here today as well. Thanks, Rob, for being here. Who else we had here today? We had Dr. Ling, I think. BM. Thanks for joining, sir. Who else? Durak. Vlad was here today as well. I appreciate you for being here. Palm, if I didn't say your name, Palm. All right, everybody, that's going to be it for me. Thanks you guys for joining. Remember, join me tomorrow if you want more information. And until then, you guys, take care. you.